Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to my channel. So I've been going through my tarot cupboard the past couple days, looking at decks that I want to explore over the summer and thinking about what kind of energy in that I want to work with over the summer. And in the process of doing that, I ended up pairing up these decks also. So that's really what I'm here to show you is my summer deck pairs. Now, a lot of these decks are newer to me or decks that I've had, but I haven't had a chance to work with. And that's how they ended up being chosen for me to work with over the summer months. But in the process of all of that, when I was doing these pairings and looking at these decks together, they end up falling into elemental categories also, which I thought was really cool. So I'm going to talk about that too. So I'm here to share those with you, is the different pairs that I'm considering. So let's go ahead and get started with that. The first pair, which falls in the element of water, is the Healing Waters Oracle by Rebecca Campbell and the Flow Tarot by Rachel Torda. Now, I've had both of these for over a year, and I've worked with both of them very minimally. I'm going to be honest, Rebecca Campbell decks are a hit and miss for me at times, so I wasn't sure how I would feel about her Healing Waters deck, but I don't mind it. I have, like I said, used it sparingly. So I thought this would be a really great pairing to look at some healing aspects maybe through these two decks in the element of water. Now, I don't know how much I will be I guess I should flip. I don't know how or if I will actually be using these decks a lot, because if you happen to watch my tarot, what did I call it? It's my vacation vibes one where I talked about how I work with tarot and that on vacation. I'm already going to be using a lot of water decks. Well, not a lot of, but I'm already going to be diving deep, I'll say, into water energy for the month of June. So I don't know how often or if I will even feel like pulling this pairing out, especially since I'm working with the Tempest Tarot Sea Journeys Oracle deck. But I really like this pairing when I put it together. So we have Stagnant Waters with the Devil and the Page of Ponds, Boundless Curiosity, and we have the Drought over here. Feeling Stuck, a call for shifts, flow, and change. I think that is a brilliant combination with one another. We have Night of Snow, Adapt, Seven of Ponds, Embrace Change, Trust Your Inner Compass, and Be Led from Within. So these decks really do speak well together, and that's what I found when I was just pulling pairs and looking at the keywords on them and seeing if they actually flowed together. And I really like the idea of using this for healing emotions, maybe discovering some feelings that you can't pinpoint or why they're coming up for you or something like that. I think this would be fantastic for that. So this is my first summer deck pairing and the first element, which is water. So the next pairing that I found falls into that earth element, that groundedness, that rooted feeling. And that is the Herbcrafters Tarot by Letitia Guthrie and Joanna Powell Colbert, and the Rooted Woman Oracle by Sharon Blackie. Now, both of these I have not used. Well, no, that's not true. Herbcrafters I've not used. I just got this in at the end of last year, and it was on sale for, I think, $15 on Amazon. It was a great sale. And the Rooted Woman Oracle I picked up on one of the Hay House sales. Now this one I did use a little bit, pulled a couple cards, did some tarot around it, but I didn't use it with the Herbcrafters Tarot. And the reason I thought these would work very well together, again, I guess I should flip through the cards, is because of that earth energy. Because it says on the back of the Rooted Woman Oracle, where it talks about the women are the guardians of the natural world, bearers of wisdom, the root of spiritual and moral authority. And this is the heroine's journey in a sense of rootedness and belonging to the animate earth. And that's why I thought, oh, this pairing I think would be really good. I think this is another one that could be used for that healing energy, but now we're looking at it from the earth element aspect of what maybe you need to get rooted in regarding the healing that you have to do. That was my thought process when I was pairing these two together. So we have the Devil, the Well-Mated, the Voice of the Other World, and then Hemlock. Now, like I said, I don't know the Herbcrafters deck at all. I would have to rely heavily on the guidebook for this deck, but I'm okay with that. Same thing here with the Rooted Woman. I rely heavily on the guidebook when I use this deck. So we have the Lovers, Boundedness and Isolation, and the Madre of Air. I think Madre is mother, so maybe this is the Queen of Air, Queen of Swords. Wow, that's really interesting. What do we have here? The Emperor, What Lurks Beneath for Lake. Oh my gosh, and the Carandara, is that how you say that? Of Fire. I don't know what what that is in the. Here we go. Let's move to some that I might know. Incubation, we have the Fool and the High Priestess. But yeah, I just thought that these would be a great pairing. But I'm going to have to actually use them to discover whether or not they are really going to work well together. Six of Air, the Keening Woman. Oh my gosh, and another of that Carandara of Air. I must have all the quartz over on this side when I split the deck. So let me know if you have the Herbcrafters Tarot and the Oracle that you like to pair it with. That's really going to like give that grounded energy to it. Or tell me the tarot that you're pairing the Rooted Woman with. I'd love to hear that too. So this is my earth pairing for my summer deck pairs. Okay, so let's step into the fire element. Desert Illuminations Tarot paired with the Wild Whispers Oracle. The tarot is by Lindsay D. Williams, and the Wild Whispers Oracle is by Nat, is it Gersberger? Who also created the Radiant Wilds Tarot. Now, I do not have that tarot, but I thought that this oracle would be the perfect pairing to go along with this Desert Illuminations. Now, I know that the Cowgirls and Aliens was one that was being paired a lot with the Desert Illuminations Tarot, and I'll bring that in here in a minute because I did pair those up together. But this I really like. I do not remember whose channel. I want to say it was Simply Han, but I'm not sure. That was talking about this Wild Whispers Oracle. Oh wait, are we upside down? Oh, just the one card maybe. And I really liked the idea and the concept of it, but I saw it as fire. First of all, the coloring of it just brings forward the fire energy in both of these decks, and the desert is hot, extremely hot, which is another reason I thought of that fiery element. So here we have the Ten of Pentacles. What is this one? The Two of Swords, I think, and then we have Forgiveness in the middle. But look at the coloring. It just works beautifully together. The Emperor, Resonance, and the Three of Pentacles. It's just like they were made for each other almost. The King of Chilies. I'm assuming this is fire. The Ace of Cactus, because I have not used Desert Illuminations at all, so I don't know. And then we have Energy. What's Ace of... Oh, Ace of Cactus. This must be Pentacles. The fire energy here with the King. I like that. Well, maybe if I can keep these together. So not only are they very aesthetically pleasing, but I think the energy, works really well. So we have the two of, I think this is chili, so I think this is wands, and we have tower and then purpose. I really like that combination. And finally, the eight of chilies, temperance, and intuition. So now the Cowgirls and Aliens, this is Rock Pool by Ellie Grant. I tried pairing it with the Desert Illuminations. And I don't know, the messages weren't exactly clicking for me. There was more misses I felt personally than hits. So I thought about pairing these two together and then bringing the Cowgirls and Aliens deck in as a connection or an additional message to what these two decks were bringing forward. So we have Ace of Daggers, Ace of Swords, Magic, and then the Blacksmith says, I will take pride in a hard day's work. Let's find another one. Judgment, Trust, and the Drifter is I trust myself and will find answers within. I really like that. That message is really on point. The Star, Volume, and the Sheriff. These words are so tiny. I will stand up for what's right. Justice, Nuance, and the Explorer. I will absorb knowledge and learn all I can. So I still don't know, honestly, how I feel about the Cowgirls and Aliens paired with Desert Illuminations. While I think the theme is fun to work with together, I'm not sure. So another one I thought would work really well with this grouping is the Animal Apothecary by Kara Elizabeth. This is the mass market edition put out by Hay House. I love this deck. Not only is the guidebook really good, sometimes I just go off of whatever the keyword is here on the card. So let's look at these. I think the coloring works very well with the Desert Illuminations. Did I change these? Oh, well, we'll just go with it. So we have Death, Ease, and Master Manifester. So maybe the transition isn't going to be as hard as you think. And as you transition through this cycle, you are going to start manifesting the things that you really want to see in your life. I really like that. And then we have, what is this? The Six of Cactus or Six of Pentacles, Foresight, and Sacred Boundaries. I think that's another really good pairing. I honestly like this pairing with the Animal Apothecary, these three decks together, way better than the Cowgirls and Aliens deck. I think I was trying to force that Cowgirls and Aliens into working with the Desert Illuminations because, like I said, you see that a lot or hear that talked about paired together a lot in the tarot community. So we have the World, Wildness, and Transformation. That's fantastic. And finally, we have the Moon, Change, and No Expectations. Wow. And look, we got the black there, and we have this black here in the Change. Oh man, I really like that. Yeah, I think this is a solidified pairing right here. These three decks together, I think would just be beautiful. So I'm not going to use the Cowgirls and Aliens. I'm going to forgo that pairing. So the next pairing brings us into our air element. So we've covered water, earth, and fire already. So here is our last element for summer. And this is the Galactic Star Tarot paired with the Guides of the Hidden Realms. I thought the Galactic Star would be perfect to bring forward that air energy because when you think of, let's put it that way. When I think of aliens of any kind, I think of that higher intelligence. So air is our thoughts and our minds, and if aliens are that higher intelligence, then this is the perfect pairing to bring forward that air. Now, the guides of the hidden realms, these have an alien-esque feeling to me, although you could see them as the spirit guide energy also, which is brings you up into your crown chakra, so, or your brow, that kind of thing. So I thought that was another good connection with as far as air goes. But first of all, these look really cute together. And the galactic star is newer to me. The hidden realms I've had and absolutely adore everything about this deck. Oh, did I say who these were by? The galactic star is Alexandra Hanley and Pamela Chen, and this is Colette Baron Reed for the realms, the hidden realms, or guides of the hidden realms. I keep leaving out that word. They look so cute together, these two decks. And when I was testing it out and trying to see how the words on the cards, just going by the words on the cards, not digging into the guidebook or anything, I thought they went pretty well. We have the river dances to the sea and the lovers and the Hierophant on each side. And it says flow state, trusting in the adventure. I really like that. Maybe this is about a new marriage. You could see that with this Hierophant and lovers together and just trusting in the adventure. Isn't that a sweet message? So we have 4 of Cups and 3 of Wands. Begin with faith and spring, beginnings, innocence, fertility, and growth. I don't know. I just thought that they worked really well, and they just look so cute together. But this isn't the only deck I thought about pairing with this Galactic Star Tarot. So let's see what this one is. We have Emperor, mystery, uncharted territory, deep knowing, with the 7 of Cups. So stop getting all up in your head and letting your emotions drive your choices in that, because you really know what to do. So, but anyway, so let's move these. So I thought about pulling in a third deck, kind of like I just talked about with the fire and the desert illuminations. And that deck is Raise Your Vibration Oracle by Kyle Gray. This is another like kind of affirmation deck. And another one I thought of that would work really well with this. I can never, it's Bernstein. It's The Universe Has Your Back. She has a Spirit Junkie and I think another deck out. Is it Gabriella or is it Gabrielle? I forget her first name, but it's Bernstein. I thought that would work really well with this also. So let's take a couple off of here. We're not going to start with that one. All right, let's go with this. So we have the Chariot. Every word has power. Education, power, persuasion, communication, internal dialogue, come home to your body. I don't really like that one. Okay, let's try this one. King of Discs, every word has power, and I call back my power. I think that's a really great pairing together. We have 10 of Wands, emergence of true knowing, which is about rigorous honesty, inventory, and manifesting is my superpower. So maybe what feels heavy and hard to carry right now, maybe it's time to get true with yourself. Be honest with yourself. You knew that this was going to be difficult, but this is where this is what you're working towards. This is what you're trying to manifest. So I like that. And then we have Justice. All eyes are open and it is safe for you to shine. Inspired vision, clarity, perception, revelation. So maybe it isn't about worrying about who's right or who's wrong or trying to prove your innocence maybe in the whole thing. You know what's right, what's wrong. You have clarity on the situation. So just be who you want to be. I can see that. I like that one. And then we have the Star, rise to the occasion, and you are safe here. So they really do work well with one another. And I don't use the Kyle Gray deck too often. So I was really excited to find this pairing. What do you think of this one? Do you have this Raise Your Vibration Oracle? I never see this one talked about that often on TarotTube. So let's do one more. We have Knight of Swords, enough for now and always. Feeling fear is a call for love. And then you are enough, worthiness, faith in needs being met. So I could see this and this message working together. And the Knight of Swords is maybe you are pushing too hard at something because you're letting fear drive you instead of truly believing that, you know, there's enough out there for everyone. Ooh, releasing resentments, cleansing, facing my shadow removes darkness, and the Eight of Wands. There's a quick change that needs to happen here regarding this. So I think they do. I think they work well together. And I think this is great for representing that air element also. So you can let me know what you thought. Now I have a couple more pairings that really aren't element based, but they're definitely pairings that I'm going to be working with this summer. This is my Whimsical hug deck pairing that I accidentally put together when I was looking for summer decks to use. I have been wanting to find a reason to pull out this Paws Tarot by WISHLIST. Both of these are mass market decks. I've had this in my cupboard, oh my God, for months, and I haven't found a reason to like pull it out and use it, and it keeps screaming at me saying use me, use me. So that's why I wanted to find a pairing for it and a reason to pull it out. And I am pairing the Self-Care Wisdom cards by Cheryl Richardson. I really do like this deck. This is a 52 card deck. There's no guidebook for this. This is Hay House. And this is really great because you have your keyword on the front, if that's all you want to go with. And then on the back, you have your message. So let's look at this pair right here. We have Death, Optimism, and the Five of Cups, which I think goes really well. And then on the back, it says, if you're going to make up stories in your head about people and circumstances, please make them stories with happy endings. So maybe you are feeling on the outs about something. You're feeling like no one is really noticing or caring or anything for you with this Five of Cups energy, and you need to shift that into some optimism. It's just, I don't know, it's so cute. Wheel of Fortune, Pamper, and the Two of Pentacles. Self-care is a necessity, not a luxury. So stop making excuses of saying, oh, I have this to do and I have that to do, so I can't really take care of myself. It's time to change and make some time for yourself. Six of Pentacles, Self, and the Queen of Swords. And we have, if beating yourself up worked, you'd be thin, rich, happy. Try loving yourself instead. So maybe this is about giving back to yourself. Stop being so harsh, being that harsh critic that we usually are about ourselves. Let's take some away here. Judgment, Energy, and the Hermit. It's the messages on the back that just brought this pairing together for me in such a fantastic way. And I'm really looking forward to using it, especially on days that I may feel like I'm in a rut or I just need that uplift of some sort. So we have the World, the Moon, and Power. The ability to suck it up is not a superpower. Saying no is. Own your power. I really like that. Knight of Pentacles, Speak Up, and the Two of Wands. And the colors, I think the images go really well and the colors go really well together also. The Devil, Friend, and the Queen of Wands. Be a good friend to yourself as you are to others. And with the friend is the key word. Maybe there's someone in your life that you shouldn't be really confiding in or trusting in. And the fact that the friend is looking over here at the Queen of Wands, maybe this is about standing up for yourself, stepping into that Queen of Wands energy, bringing some fire to say, hey, I'm not going to tolerate this anymore, and be that friend to yourself. I love it. And finally, we've got the Seven of Swords, Change, and the Nine of Wands. A resistance to change is a resistance to life itself. Open your heart and mind to new beginnings. Another great one. And I love the color and the images together. So let me know what you thought of this whimsical pair, because I think it is one of the best pairings that I've showed today. And we have one more and then we are done. So one of the last pairings I'm going to show today, which I talked about in another video, that the Rhythm and Soul Tarot is one that I was definitely finding time to use and work with this summer. So this is all by the same creator. I think you can really tell that by the aesthetic of all three of these decks. This is the Rhythm and Soul Tarot. This is the Southern Botanical Oracle. This is the Southern Gothic Oracle, all by Stacey Williams Ng. And these are all independent. And I think the Kickstarter's done now at the time this is up. But she is redoing these two decks right here into borderless editions, I think with extra cards, but I didn't back those because I already had these. But I am interested in her new Haunts deck, so I'll be looking for that to come to her shop. So, of course, if I'm going to use the Rhythm and Soul Tarot, I'm going to pair it with one of her other decks. But then I thought, what about using all three of the decks together? How would that work? So we have the Chariot, Magnolia, with leadership and greatness and passion and feminine power. Lovers, I should say, counting time, cycles, third eye, and new perspective. I think these are all going to work, like I said, just beautifully together. And they're so pretty on the table. Three of Jazz. See, I don't know I can't remember what the suits are. Is Jazz the Wands? Does that sound right? So we have that, love, sensuality, and vanity and pride. Ooh, I like that with that 3 right there. And then we got Queen of Roots. I'm pretty sure this is Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, sorrow and regret and sacrifice and rebirth. So what did you have to sacrifice? What regrets do you have in order to get to this place that you're currently in? Or what are you sacrificing? What are you not nurturing within yourself? What regrets do you have regarding that? Oh, I like that also. So this also has the poisons in the Haunts pack mixed in, I should say, with these other decks. But yeah, what do you think? I mean, like I said, it's all the same creator, so I knew that it would pretty much work all together. What are you pairing with your Rhythm and Soul if you have it? Or what do you pair with these other two decks, the Gothic and the Botanical one, if you have that? Now, a fourth deck, which I don't usually use 4 decks together, but a fourth deck that I thought would work really well in this is the Sacred Creators Oracle by Chris Ann. This is the mass market. So we have the Tower, maturity and experience. I could see that. Silence and introspection. I could see that. And celebrate your wins. So even though things are falling apart over here, you still have things that you can look at that were wins. And, you know, as you have matured, you've learned experience. So maybe the next tower won't be as destructive as this tower could have been. And just take some time to think about everything that's happened. So I really like the way that, these work together. Also, what do we have here? We have the Devil, information, knowledge, second chances in magic, and fierce serenity. I don't know. I just think that they speak really well with one another. Let's take a grouping off. So we have Justice, power, command, mentorship, protection, and overrate your intuition. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about this fourth one brought in? And then finally, the 7 of Axes, longevity, bright future, teamwork, and order, So we got the Seven of Swords. What are we walking away from? What are we not being truthful within ourselves or truthful with others or taking from others? Longevity, bright future, teamwork, order, bliss is worth creating from. I think this is a pairing I would really have to sit and dive into. It's I don't think some of the pairings are as surface level, or some of the messages are as surface level as some of the other deck pairings were. And this is one that you would want to really sit and reflect or chew on to see, you know, how it's relating to whatever the situation question is, or, you know, and so on. So let me know. I really want to know what you're pairing your Rhythm and Soul tarot with. I'm curious because I'm open to other suggestions for this deck. So please let me know in the comments below. What was your favorite summer deck pairing from today's video? Or what are you using or planning on using for the summer months? And what are you pairing together? Talk to me in the comments below about that. I really love hearing what everybody is doing in their practices too. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you being here. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. And until I see you next time, bye.